So for the second assignment in Hive tutorial, um, we'll be using the Hortonworks tutorial on how to process data with Apache Hive and Cloudera VM. So for this, I'm using this tutorial where we have the datasets of drivers.csv and timesheet.csv, and we even have the HiveQL code. Uh, so I started the Cloudera VM, and I created a folder with with my name, and then I'll upload another file. I just uploaded one timesheets.csv, and I'll upload the drivers.csv. I downloaded it and extracted in my Cloudera local VM. So as you see, it's uploaded. Drivers.csv has the data contains driver ID, name, and all other details of the driver. Similarly, we have timesheets.csv, which has the relevant week, hours logged, and miles logged for each driver ID. So these are two tables which we have to load in using Hive. So let me go to the query Hive editor. So it's right here. I've opened it in a new tab, and for the assignment I wrote all the code. I copied all the code from the tutorial, and let me just copy the code here, and I'll explain and run each query. So the first query starts with creating a table temp underscore drivers with a value with a column called column underscore value, which is of type string. So HiveQL is very much similar to SQL, so which HiveQL runs on top of MapReduce, and each of these queries are internally converted to MapReduce jobs. So let me just start with the first one. So this will create a table temp underscore drivers. So as you see, it's running, and as it runs, yeah, it's created, as you see that. And if I click on that, there should be a column underscore value, and the second query is load data in path. So this will load the file drivers.csv which I have in my which I have uploaded. And let me just change the screen resolution. And similarly, when we load the data into this table, it will just be all of the data would go into one column, and we would later create another table, and then you know convert it back into columns. So let me just run the second one, load data in path. Yes, the data should be loaded here now. Let me run a select query and check. So as you see, we have the driver IDs and the CSVs. So if you go back and check the file browser, we try to reload it, then the file should not be there because it's been moved to the Hive. If you go and check the Hive relevant folder, there should be a folder temp underscore drivers which I just created for that, and the drivers.csv is moved here. So but the only problem is that we just have one column, and all of the data is in just one column, but we have to split it using regular expression, and then uh, segregate it into each of the other relevant columns. So for that, we'll create another column, another table called drivers with columns driver ID, name, SSN, location, and all other which are relevant to the CSV. And the drivers and let me just insert the data from the temp underscore drivers. So this is a regular expression pattern which will take the column value that is this column value has all the values of the CSV with commas, and it'll split it and take the first one and then put it in driver ID column. Similarly, second one in name and third one in SSN and so on. Let me select this and insert. So insert overwrite would take the driver. So driver's table is empty currently. So it would take this and overwrite the the empty table with the values that are splitted from the temp underscore drivers. Let me just check this. So similarly, we have another table as well. Let me do an SQL select query and see if the columns are created relevantly. It looks like yes, we have the driver ID, we have the driver ID, driver name, SSN, and location. There, yeah. Similarly, we have the second table, which is timesheet. So similar way we have to. I'll just run everything really quick because it's very similar. So we have another temporary timesheet where we load this file the same way, and then we'll create another table timesheet and then overwrite it with the regular expression pattern. I just ran two queries at a time. So and after that, so we have two tables currently. That's drivers and timesheet as well, and we don't care about the other tables. And now we have the so we can use SQL select queries on top of that. So this select query would take the driver ID and sum the hours of logged and the miles logged. That's each driver each driver ID. We could see the number of hours he has logged and the miles he has logged from this query. Let's just check that. And similarly we are going to merge this table, join this table with the driver ID table, so that we could get a list of the driver names and their relevant number of hours and miles logged. So as you see, we have the driver ID and the number of hours and the miles he has logged. So let me just run the last query, which is going to join the driver ID name and total hours to with the driver ID. So it's going to join both the tables. So this would bring the end of this tutorial for the assignment, and because this is taking quite some time. So the join here would generally mean a select join with it's an inner join, and it has another uh, query internally which would sum the hours logged and miles logged from the timesheet table, and then group by the driver ID, so that we have only one driver ID and the relevant total number of hours and the miles logged with the relevant name. So you see in the result we have the driver ID and the relevant driver name which we got from the drivers table, and the total hours and total miles which we got from the timesheet table. That is, we grouped all the total hours for the relevant ID. So that's it for the tutorial, for the assignment.